It was good, family. Peace and blessings, peace and abundance to everyone watching, to everyone rooting for this family. You're seeing your honor, the love. Hope you're winning, showing up to love, becoming your greatest version every single day, family. Okay, we'll be talking about you need to start thinking for yourself. We need to start thinking for ourselves, family. This is real. We need to understand this truth. We live in a society where if you don't think for yourself, something else is going to influence that, like nature about vacuum. God gave us the responsibility to think for ourselves. But when we don't do that, we're being influenced either by family, either by friends, social pressure, social media, religion, government, all social parameters, family. This is real if we don't think for ourselves. We leave ourselves at the mercy of outside world. The outside world controls everything we do, family. This is real because when we think for ourselves, our thoughts give back to our words, and our words can either give back to our actions give back to our habits give back to our fate, our destiny. And this is real. Whatever we put out into the universe through our thoughts comes back to us, through our actions comes back to us. We can't run from the energy which we're sending out, family. This is real. We need to understand this truth, family. Like I say, garbage in, garbage out, family. What you sow is what you reap. Cause and effect, family. We're responsible for thinking. And when we think, when we send it out, the effect is automatic, family. This is where we can't run from the effect. This is real, family. We live in a world in a constant stimulation today, family, where people barely think for themselves. People hardly think for themselves these days, family. This is real. And they find themselves doing things they don't want to do. Each time they want to do what they want to do, they find it hard to do it. Just like Paul was speaking, he said, the things I want to do, I find it hard to do it. I can't do it. But the things I don't want to do, I find myself doing that, family. This is real. We need to understand this truth. If we don't, if we don't control our thoughts, we don't control our life through our thinking in a positive way, we're opening ourselves for negative influence. This is real. For negative influence that people who don't even want our good because the society don't want you to stand up to become you. The society don't want you to become your greatest version of family. This is real. So you need to take your power back and start thinking for yourself because as you're thinking, your life goes in the direction of your thinking, either negative or positive. This is real. In the book of Philippians chapter 4 verse 8, the Bible speaking, it said, whatever thing is true, whatever thing is pure, whatever thing is holy, whatever is righteous, whatever is just, if there be any praise, if there's be any virtue, if there's peace, think on these things, family. This is real. If you can think in the confinement of these things, your result becomes in line with these things, family. This is real. This is real, family. We need to understand this. When we're thinking in alignment with what is holy, what is righteous, what is pure, our life goes that way, family. This is real. But when we think outside it, we have this limited access to God, to what we are thinking, family. We have limited access, family. This is when we think in a negative sense, and it happens to us too. When we think in a negative sense, we bring it into our reality. This is real. Okay, I'm going to try to use the parable of the prodigal son to illustrate this, family. God knew the prodigal son was going to go astray, family. This is real, but he never stopped the prodigal son, family, until he realized himself. He came back to himself through his thinking, through his mind, family. This is real. You can't be thinking negative. God is not going to stop you. This is real. Is what you're sending out. You have that free will also is what you're sending out, and it comes back to you. This is real. He has given us that parameter. He has given us that syllables to think from. Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. And each time we think on the syllables, family, that we think on this content, this alignment of how God wants us to think, family, our life becomes beautiful. This is where our life becomes peaceful. This is where we gain full access of God in our life, family. This is real. We need to understand this truth. It says able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask or think about, family. So God respects our thinking. God wants us to think. He has given us that willpower to think on our 2 feet, family. This is real. So we need to watch our life. How is my life going? Am I doing the things that I want to do? Am I setting out to do the things I want to do? And if I'm doing it, if what I'm doing is what I'm thinking, you need to keep doing what you're doing, family. This is real. This is real. Everything we see today, every invention is as a result of one's thinking. It starts from one's mind, family. This is real. Negative or positive. If you see someone acting in a certain way, you can actually see how his mind works, how his mind operates, family. This is real. If you see someone who's always seeking pleasure, like sexual pleasure, you see someone who's always like want to drink, want to smoke, and all that. That's how the mind works. This is real. Our thoughts forms our habit, and our habit gives back to our faith, family. This is real. We need to understand this. So we need to start thinking for ourselves. When we start thinking for ourselves, we take back our power. This is real. This is real because, like the Bible said, it said, out of the heart proceed the issues of the life. It said, guide your heart with all diligence, for out of it proceed issues of life. And this is real. We need to understand this. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You can't be different from your thinking. You can't be different from your thoughts. What's going on in your mind shows out. There's nothing hidden, fam. You can't hide the thoughts inside of you. It will show out, just like planting a seed in the ground. With time, it will sprout, fam. This is real. So your thoughts is just waiting for the right time to sprout, waiting for the right circumstances, negative or positive, to show out itself, fam. This is real. This is real. And what social media is trying to inject into you the wrong seeds and want those seeds to germinate and spring forth. So we need to understand this truth and start thinking for ourselves. This is the time we need to start thinking for ourselves. We need to start knowing what is going on inside of us, because what is going on inside of us to definitely shows on the outside, family. This is real. Circumstances are just circumstances are just ways to bring our thoughts into manifestation, family. This is real. We need to understand this truth and start thinking for ourselves. It's our responsibility. We don't need to cast our responsibilities to people around us, to society, to religion, to family, to social pressure, to any kind of people or any kind of event to think for us, for even circumstances, family. We need to respect our thoughts, because our thoughts becomes reality. Our thoughts becomes manifest into this life, family. This is what the message is all about. If you meet you in time and season, press the like button, press the subscribe button. It's your boy Light Talker, it's your boy Nelson. Peace and blessings, family.